Get in that thing, man. We doing a live?
We regular.
Oh,
Yeah, we go anyway.
we coming in with the barber.
Should I? Should I leave it? Nah. Take this shit off. Wu-Tang forever, baby. Wu-Tang forever. D, what's going on, baby?
Hey,
What's up, man?
You already know.
Man, it's been a minute, boy.
Yeah.
It's been a good little minute, boy. Hey, we had to get the real man to bring in the 2/3, though. We got a real soldier right here, but I don't know if they know about this guy.
Tried and true.
Hey, I go way back with D. D used to come home from state to teach us marching band stuff, bruh.
Right.
Like this
Yeah,
guy
he
was
was
going
doing
to school,
Yeah.
working his. Was you at Bilo back then?
Man, Publix. I worked at Publix
Bro, you was
forever,
grinding, bro. You listen. He used to hustle with us,
Mhm.
go straight to the job, make it back, still doing school. I never really seen a guy that was focused when I came to South Carolina State like D, bro.
Right.
When I got to state, he was trying to get. He was on his way out.
Yeah.
So, bro, he wouldn't even stop in the plaza shooting
Nope.
breeze with people.
Right.
Nothing, bro. So I just wanted to give a little bit of background information on how I know D. How you know D?
Listen, man. I had to learn everything. Oh, wait, I'm trying to cut that door.
You gotta learn everything. What?
We gotta edit that part. Nah. So you talk about seeing somebody focus, right?
Right.
A lot of people that I talk to engage with nowadays, the boys be like, Willie, man, how you do all that stuff, man? You be doing this, you doing that. How this the prototype, man.
Right. So
This
he
the
was an
prototype.
example for you. Like,
Yeah,
you,
so
you
this
saw he was getting it.
So this my big bro, really. So my only wife that I had, first wife of Shan that I married, this is her older brother. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So back when me and Shan was still in that age of trying to figure stuff out, at least, I was trying to figure stuff out. I was looking up to, and I saw Darnelle, I met Darnelle. You always caught Darnelle in passing, right? You know what I'm saying? You never just sat down with Darnelle, you know what I mean?
That's
You
what
could-
I'm
you could
saying.
catch him in
He always
passing.
was on a
So
mission,
every
right?
time I turn around, it's like, Darnelle was doing this, then he was at state, then next thing you know he was in the military, then now he's retiring. So it was just like, oh, Darnelle got a house in Columbia. Then I'm like, so I'm telling you, this was the like the first prototype that I really had to aspire to be like, if you want to be productive, right? How do you move? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he really taught me that it's movement in it, and then also it was always something like, can you do that? Like Darnelle was doing stuff that I was questioning, like, how you doing that? You know what I mean? Like, how are you getting this done? Like, and that really opened my eyes to be like, yo, there's power moves out here you can make if you're willing to make them, and if you're willing to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Some of the BS time to get your done. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so that was the prototype, man.
So let's talk about that.
Right.
D. Now that we done drop a little bit about what we know about you, man, I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there. I'm gonna ask you the hard question, bro. How the hell did you do it? How the hell did you stay motivated through all these phases?
Man, it's hard. It was just focus. I knew I wanted something, so I looked at people who already had it, and I knew I didn't want to get it the illegal way. So
Right.
that's where all of my drive came from. Like when we were in school, I saw our teachers and whatnot, like Mr. Drake, Mr. Ulmer,
Shout out
Vander
Mr. Drake,
Yep.
Mr. Ulmer, man.
Yep. And so I said, man, these cats living decent lives. They got decent cars. They got a decent home to live in. That's all I wanted was just a decent, those basic necessities.
Right.
And they affording that on a teacher's salary, so teaching must not be bad. So how you become a teacher? Okay, got to go to college. Okay, got to college, realized, well, I don't want to be a teacher, but I'm still go to college and find something else that I'm interested in. So at the same time, I still need money. So I continued to work through the summers and the holidays. I came to Beaufort, worked at Publix during the summers, worked at Publix as well as worked with the band program, and have my little bit of bread, go back to school. And I did that for years, man. From the time I entered college until I graduated.
Yeah, man.
And plus, also I was in college, I was working at Papa John's Pizza.
Yes,
so I
sir.
delivered pizza.
That was, hey, boy, if you knew a Papa John's man in Orangeburg, South Carolina, you was straight
Yep,
sick.
so I
man.
delivered, man. I hustled to deliver pizza, went
Right.
to class, and I was like, got up out of there, man. And I was like, I gotta make money. I gotta make money. Yep.
So after you got up out of there, what's next?
After that, my cousin lived in DC, Charles. And so he lived in DC. He said, Darnelle, come up here and I'll give you a place to stay. All you got to do is find a job. I said, man,
okay.
So I go there. I go to DC. The first job I get out of college was at Georgetown University. Georgetown Hoyas. I get a job at the medical school working, just doing lab stuff there.
Okay.
Safety officer. And so that was a pretty cool job. You know, I always wanted to go to medical school, but I realized it just wasn't something in my path. But I ended up working at a medical school, and I learned a lot, and it was a real good job. Okay. But then after that, I had the opportunity to move back to Beaufort and work for DHEC. A lot of people know me from working there.
Okay.
And so I worked at DHEC for a few years and was like, man, this ain't cutting it. I want a master's degree. I want a PhD. I want to buy a house. And so I started looking into the Army. Okay. And so that's what led me down the path.
So the Army actually something you did later. I didn't even catch that
So
part.
then I ended up joining the Army, and I said, you know, I specifically joined the Army because I wanted the upfront money, and I wanted to get a VA loan so that I could buy a house, and I wanted them to pay for my school. It was, you know, I wanted those things. It wasn't about what my check was going to look like in the Army. It was just about those benefits. Mm-hmm. And so
some good benefits.
That worked out for me.
Wow.
That worked out.
Now you don't just got one degree, or even 2 degrees.
Let's get into that.
You got a few degrees.
Yeah.
And you know, I think we had a conversation we talked about before. Like sometimes, you know, as I'm going after this next degree, it's something that I wanted for myself. So kind of what was your drive, or what was your motivation in always reaching to get that next?
Yeah. So a lot of people, they shun education. They're like, you don't need that to make money, and which is true. But my thing was, it was just personal goals for me.
Right.
Okay, I got my bachelor's. Okay, I'm in there. SC State, HBCU, you know, can't take that as my foundation. So I got that. Right. And then, so it was like, man, I want a master's. I want a PhD. So while I was in the Army, you know, they had tuition assistance. Bam, I'm in the Army. I'm working on my master's. I'm in Afghanistan. Working on all of that at one time. These other cats, we in Afghanistan, they goofing off on our downtime. Boom, we get hit with missiles, bombs, this, that, crying, sleep, going at bomb, complain about it. Okay, I get back up like, it's over? Okay, let me get back, get my satellite going again so I can get back online.
Right.
You know?
You got part of that while you were serving?
Yeah.
Damn, that's dope. That's
dope.
So hold up, that's the masters we talking about?
Yeah, this is the first master.
Okay, I gotta keep up on
first master.
Yeah, we doing this fast, so I gotta keep up.
Oh, my bad.
No. Yeah, we want to get fast so we can get
I come back to the States, whatever, boom, get my degree. Then I said, I want to work on something else. So I started working on my PhD. Okay, I'm working on that. Then I'm going through little things, personal things and whatnot. And then at the same time, I took a break from working on the PhD. I got everything done but my dissertation. Everything but the dissertation. And so I sat around for a few years. And then in the meantime, I said, well, maybe in the meantime, I'll get another master's. So I contacted the school. I was like, how many credits I got towards a master's? And they was like, well, you know, if you just take these 2 classes, we can get you another master's. So I take the classes, boom, I get a master's, and then a second master's. The first one is an MBA, business with finance, and my second one ended up being a master's in public health.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, well, let me get back into the program so I can finish the dissertation. I had to write this long essay about why I left the program, why I'm going to do better this time, you know, get back in.
Do you remember how long the essay had to be?
No, it just had to be basically a letter, a grievance letter, just, you know, let me back in because I messed up, I'm sorry.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
Yeah, so they was like, okay, we'll let you back in, finish your dissertation. Wrote my dissertation and, you know, went before the little board, just like this on camera and everything, and I defended the dissertation, whatnot, blah, 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 blah. And then I get a letter saying, congratulations, Dr. Russell. And then after that, my degree came in the mail, which I could have went to the graduations. This one thing also, this is why you have to have your self-motivation. Okay. All my degrees, except for my bachelor's, I had somebody there for my graduation. My family was there for my bachelor's. Everything else, I just got it in the mail because I didn't feel like anybody cared but me.
Wow.
I'm the only one. I'm me. You know, nobody else cares about my degree. You know, I kind of put the word out there that, hey, I'm graduating, and then I got no feedback. So it was like, hey, man, just mail it.
Right.
You know, I'm not even going to come.
Right. That's interesting. I want to ask you something about that real quick, Darnelle, if you don't mind, man. Do you think that sometimes people close to you become jealous of your success? Or do you think it makes them uncomfortable? Like, why do you think sometimes when we seem to be moving up, seem like seems like the people get